The August 4th meeting of the County Board of Education is hereby called to order. Chair recognizes Mr. Harvey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let us pray. May the words spoken in this room tonight be beneficial to the parents, students, and staff, and may we be led by the guiding principle to always make our decisions on the best interests of our young people. Amen.
Please join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Williams is recognized for tonight's agenda.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the board, tonight it is my honor and privilege to present to you for your consideration and hopefully your approval tonight's agenda.
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Hill.
I move to approve the August 4th, 2025 regular monthly board meeting agenda as presented.
Motion is made by Mr. Hill to approve the minutes. Is there a second?
Second.
Chair recognizes Dr. Outlaw Starkey. In discussion, hearing none, the vote is called. All those in favor, let it be known by a show of hands. The agenda is approved. Mr. Williams is recognized for announcements.
Thank
I'm
you,
sorry. Let me go back and approve these minutes first from the last meeting. You've had a chance to review the minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Ms. Davis to approve the minutes. Is there a second? I have a second by Mr. Woods. Any discussion? Hearing none, the vote is called. All those in favor of approving the minutes, let it know by raising your hand. The minutes are approved without objection. Now the chair recognizes Mr.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I hope all of our stakeholders are having a great summer vacation filled with a lot of rest, relaxation, and joy. I have just a few more days and then school will start again, and we're hard at work. Our school staff members preparing our 12-month staff members preparing for teachers to return and for students to return. And we've got plans for some great professional development to begin the school year, so really excited about that. We'll be excited to welcome back our young people by the next meeting we have. Tonight, it is my honor to recognize one of our staff members. We've had some conferences and competitions this summer. Many of our kids have competed and have done really well, have won and placed in those conferences. We're proud of that. And so at our next meeting, we decided to hold those until the next meeting, get our children an opportunity to be back in school. And some were on vacation and all that, so logistically, but we've got a lot, we decided to hold it, but we've got a lot to brag on with our children and to uplift and celebrate next month. So at least 3 conferences that our children have competed in and placed in at statewide level. We're really excited about that. So great and productive summer for them. And tonight, one of our staff members we want to honor. Earlier this month, Elizabeth Espino, agriculture teacher at North Lenore High School, attended the North Carolina CTE Summer Conference in Winston-Salem, where she was honored as this year's recipient of the North Carolina Agriculture Teachers Association Turn the Key Award. This award is part of a national program through the National Association of Agriculture Educators, which recognizes outstanding early career agriculture educators and provides them with access to high-level professional development, mentorship, and networking opportunities. As North Carolina's state recipient, Ms. Espino will represent our state at the National Convention and take part in a structured leadership development experience designed to strengthen our teaching practices and support long-term success in the classroom. So at this time, I will ask Ms. Elizabeth Espino and Ms. Rhonda Green, her principal, to come forward, please. And our chair will join us. Now, many of you might remember Elizabeth was a state president for FFA. and represented us very well at the state level and at the national level when she was a student. She went through the University of North Carolina at Raleigh, at NC State, and decided to come back and serve in North County Schools as an agriculture education teacher at North Middle High School. We're pleased with that. And she continues to generate recognition and honors for the program, for our young people, and certainly for herself as well. So congratulations. What would you like to say to everyone about this honor?
Well, I'm very lucky because people who competed for this award were from year 2 to year 8. And I was on year 2, so that was very exciting. And I'm very excited to get to go to my first ever National Association of Agriculture Educators Conference. It's very exciting. I know not a lot of North Carolina teachers, so many. Some of them were my teachers and their friends. I'm super excited to meet great agriculture educators from all 50 states, plus Virgin Islands, plus Puerto Rico, because ag is everywhere. That's right.
Well, outstanding. Now, when is the conference and where?
The conference is, I was looking at the flights this morning, from December 8th to December 12th. This year switches from different parts, but this year is in Nashville, Tennessee.
And she needs a chaperone.
Oh, yeah. All right, that sounds outstanding. Again.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
In closing, Mr. Chairman, I do want to mention that Contentnia Savannah School staff members, along with our middle grades director, Ms. Crystal Carlisle, did go, it was actually during our administrative retreat, did go to receive officially the grant presentation, but the largest single grant that any Lenore County Public Schools school has ever received, $1.8 million spread over 6 years, grant from the Golden Leaf Foundation for middle school curriculum advancement and instructional improvement. So we're excited about that. We'll bring in Dr. Walston next month and some key staff members and recognize them for this accomplishment in writing that grant and taking it through the stages and 3 different phases, including an interview phase with NCDPI and Golden Leaf staff members as well. So we're excited about that. So we'll bring them in next month, and we're really excited about the possibilities there. And also, it's just for CSS, but the Golden Leaf Foundation and NCDPI team members have indicated that we certainly can use these strategies and training and the strategies from that to benefit all of our schools and scale it out. So excited about that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Anyone sign up vote? Do want to take a minute to welcome each of you and say thank you for giving up your time to spend with us here tonight. Always a pleasure to have you. When we recognize Dr. Preston Harris, County Commission, and Mrs. Seafood, City Council. Thank you both for being here. We'll move now to the presentation portion of the agenda. And we have first an Aviation Career Education Academy Showcase. Dr. Jones.
All righty. Well, I am not alone this evening. I'd love for our guests to come up with us so we can talk about the ACE Academy. This is a summer program that we've had for several years now in Lenore County, and it's in partnership with the North Carolina Department of Transportation Division of Aviation. Our contact is Ms. Amanda Connor, and she has worked tirelessly with us over the past several years to make sure that we have the best camp that we could possibly have. And I'm going to quickly turn this over to our guests tonight because they're the experts. But one thing that we did do this year to increase the rigor of the academy is we split it into 3 weeks. So the ACE 1.0 is for students that have limited or little experience with drones. ACE 2.0 is for students that have been through 1.0 or have a little bit more experience with drone programming, and then the 3.0 is more career focused on aviation type careers. So I'll click the buttons when you all tell me to. With me tonight I have Mr. James Lewis. He's a teacher at North Lenore High School, history teacher, and he's taught the ACE Academy, I think, since we started. And Miss Allie Lewis, she's a teacher at Green County Early College High School. And she has also taught with Mr. Lewis for several years. We do partner with Green County for this academy, but tonight we have our Lenore County students, and I'll let you all introduce your students too.
And there's another part of their relationship that you can announce. He said she's taught with him for many years.
They're married. And I've known Allie since she was a baby. I won't go any further than that, but if y'all introduce your students and let us know who we have with us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is Brooks Harrell. He has been, well, Duke as well, Duke and Denver Bang Web. I've been at the camp with us for 2 years now, isn't that correct? Yeah, 3 years. So they've been there for 3 years now. They've taken every camp that we offer, so 1.0, 2.0, and this year they were with us for 3.0. Savannah has been with us as well, Savannah Webb. She's been with us as well for 2 years, and she's taken our 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0. And then our new addition this year was Emma, and she came to our 3.0 this year. So they are part of a really good group of kids that we had, and showed a lot of interest in the aviation side of things.
So over the summer, we use this academy for students to explore careers in aviation and aerospace. It is an immersive experience. They do get their hands on the drones, learn how to program them, learn how to fly them, and then do some real-world type applications. And we really do want to promote the aviation industry and sector here in Lenore County because it's such a big part of our global transport. Can you all talk about some of the camp highlights?
Yeah, so we spend about half of our time in the camp in the classroom with Mr. Lewis and I instructing students on principles of flight and the basics of aviation, and then participating in STEM challenges. So we have them do many, many different things, such as building bottle rockets, like Ms. Jones said, programming drones, building air traffic control towers, lots of different STEM activities. And then we spend about half of our time out in those aviation industries. So let's say we talk about airplanes one day. Well, we're going to go look at Fly Exclusive. We're going to go look at Dropping International and other different things at the Kinston Regional Jetport. And this year we got lucky enough, you'll see in the top picture, the Antonov, which is currently the world's largest airplane, was at the Kinston Regional Jetport during our camp. So students got to go onto that plane, up into the cockpit, and explore. It was incredible.
Huge.
Yes.
And it flies from here, Allie, from here to France?
That's correct.
Back and forth to
They
France.
transport parts of the Airbus that Spirit Aerosystems manufactures to France, where they assemble the entire plane together.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I think this is the third year that they come out here, and it just happens to work out every year that they come at the end of July when we're doing our camp, and we get to see it most of the time. It's just really cool.
In addition to the hands-on experiences and the field trips, we also have a lot of professional engagement from our business community. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, so the picture that you see here is with the Kinston Air Modelers Association. They, it's the second year they've had us out there, but they kind of show us the recreational side of things. So they tell us, some of them do have their pilot's license, and some of them can speak to the actual piloting aspect, but they also talk about what you can do if you're just not necessarily interested as a career, but what you can do if you're interested as a hobby. So they show us, they fly their planes there, they let the students get hands-on time, but they also kind of lead them into other ways that they can express their interest in aviation other than working in being a pilot or being a mechanic. So they just try to give you a more holistic approach to it.
We also have a partnership with NC State, their Institute for Transportation Research and Education, ITRE, and we have, for the past several years, visited their facility at NC State to explore if you're interested in pursuing aviation as a career, not only what can you do here at LCC, but what four-year university options are out there for you. And then, of course, the North Carolina Department of Transportation, their Division of Aviation, our camp is funded through a grant from them as well as sponsorships from the local businesses.
And you can see we all have our Ace Academy t-shirts. But we also have our sponsors on the back of them, and we're just so grateful to these business partners that are willing to help sponsor the field trips, the salaries for the instructors, the supplies and equipment for the camp. There are many things that we've been able to purchase over the years with grants from Lenore County Schools, Green County Schools, but our business partners are what really takes it over the top and truly makes it special for us. So we want to thank all of those wonderful people and partners. While the students are talking, we're going to transition. I will play a video. This video does not have any sound, so if you don't hear anything, that is okay. But this is a video of the students' time in the camp.
And while she's getting that ready, our students are going to share very briefly just a little bit about their experience in ACE Academy over the years.
Yes.
We'll start with Brooks.
Just kind of tell us, one, kind of what got you interested in ACE, and two, what you kind of hope to do with the knowledge that you took from it.
What got me interested is I've been interested in airplanes and most aeronautic stuff for a while. So I saw that it was open and wanted to try it out. I like to fly commercial planes, so I feel like that can help me out.
What's the biggest takeaway that you've had from the camp itself? So like, what have you taken out of it with your kind of personal life to further that goal?
Like Civil Air Patrol, we had a speaker come out there last
Year.
and helped us see what all that was like.
I was mostly interested in the ACE camp because I saw it first on a wool sheet for summer camps during the summer. I figured it would be pretty cool there. I liked it. I'm hoping it will further my interest in aviation, hopefully maybe even a career someday.
She's passed.
I only did one of the camps. I only did ACE 3.0, which was their career development camp. And I was interested in that to look at the different things you could do with aviation. I wanted to be like an aircraft mechanic for a while, and I wanted to see what that would look like. And we did explore a lot of that. We did do research projects and such to look into what we were interested in aviation, and we did a big presentation by the end to like develop our own thing and practice giving presentations.
So in ACE 3.0, we had students choose a current issue in the aviation industry, and then they had to work with their team to develop a product that would help with or solve that issue in the aviation industry. So the students all picked something that was meaningful to them, and then they designed a prototype, they blueprinted it, they printed it on the 3D printer, and then they had to pitch it to us like Shark Tank, and why should we invest in their product?
And I'll say I was very impressed with it, like especially the ones who are sitting up here. They put a lot of thought, a lot of effort, a lot of time into figuring out what they wanted to do, what issue they wanted to address, and they thought of things that I can never in a million years think of, and how to solve the problem. I just want to kind of commend them for how creative their options were and how much effort they put into it. So you guys did a really good job with your presentations and your development of the product as well.
Great job. So they mentioned the Antonov. Was anything else really exciting to you? I hear people who go out there, I hear adults talk about that simulator. And then I hear that, apparently it's the same type of simulator you would train on as an actual pilot, airline pilot. And then they talk about the Draken. And I've not done either. I really want to. Is that something that I and other people should do? Would you guys recommend that? Was that a highlight?
Yes, sir.
What did you like best about them?
And it could be from other kids too, so you did last year.
I like the flight simulator just because it was something you could do to get hands-on and give you a little bit of experience.
I did a simulator for the semi-truck last year, and I crashed it, and they made me stop. So I don't know if they would allow me to do that, but that's great.
And I just want to say I was there for the day that they did their Shark Tank presentations, and those products were pretty impressive, what the students came up with, from redesigning seats to different types of engines to better ways to deliver packages. So they really put a lot of thought into it, and they did an outstanding job presenting that to the panel of adults that were there that day. So I thought that was a really good way for us to sort of cap off that ACE experience. So I just want to say thank you to all of you, one, for being here tonight, and two, for going to camp and being awesome. So thank you.
Guys, we're really proud of you and the hard work you put into this and the growth and learning that you're showing. We're proud of you and want to thank you and the parents for sharing them with us. We appreciate that. So great job.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for us? Okay.
Dr. Jones, I would like to point out before you end that your two of your instructors here,
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Lewis, James and Allie, and just so board members know, grew up in the school system. Both are graduates of LCPS. Both grew up in the homes of educators, and both of James' parents were LCPS employees. Both of Allie's parents were LCPS employees, including one who's right there in the back, Mr. Charles. So when we talk about working with our kids and our kids coming back, I mean, you saw Elizabeth Espino earlier who chose to come back and invest here. These are two young people who've chosen to come back and invest. And I know Allie's working in green right now. That's okay. But this is a partnership, a collaboration. Just like she has at home, she's collaborating. So we appreciate her. And we're really, just like I said about the other young people up there, we're really proud of you. So thank you.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. So my presentation tonight is in two parts. First is to share our learning opportunities that we had in June, and then to share our learning opportunities. And you heard about some of them already that we had in July. So while the presentation may seem like it has lots of slides, I'll be very quick about it because the results are the same for every grade level and every subject. And we conduct our retesting. We have our original EOC and EOG testing, and then we have a window where we're able to retest if a student isn't proficient. And so we invite students to come back, and they have to receive 4 days of refresher training, classroom time, and then they have an opportunity to retake the test. And we do this in every grade level and every subject, third grade through high school. And I'm happy to say that in every subject, we increased our proficiency. Blue is the retesting line. So we increased our proficiency everywhere. And in some cases, if you see there in Moss Hill, fifth grade math, it was significant.
If you see anyone who still says, and you encounter people like this sometimes in our business who go, oh, retesting doesn't help, interventions and retesting doesn't work, it's not efficacious. Look at those results and you'll see every single time it's working at least to some degree.
It is. And what is nice about this year, we've never before has the retesting opportunity counted towards growth. It's only counted towards proficiency. So this year, these scores are going to count towards our growth proficiency, our growth measure as well. So we're really looking forward to that. So that actually concludes the first portion of my presentation. So if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them for you. We can move into the month of July if you're ready. So we talked about the ACE Academy a little bit already, but we had lots and lots of other great things going on. And I'll begin now. I'm going to show you some highlights from our summer learning experiences just this past July, just last month. Overall, we served nearly 500 students between our different programming offerings, elementary through high school. So last year, our theme was First in Flight, and it was again this year. Our elementary students were treated to a flight-themed summer learning experience for 2nd through 3rd grades. Students focused on phonics, writing, reading comprehension, and STEM activities based on flight. They even completed a research project and learned some call signs from pilots.
Here are students working on their reading and phonics skills this summer. Everyone worked really, really hard, and they had a really good time. Here we have students working on their writing skills. We have students working with a pilot, Mr. Austin Eubanks. This was part of the STEM strand of the camp, and this is where they learned call signs.
He was drafted by his mother.
He was. That is his mother. In the picture to the right, that's Miss Eubanks, the principal, and it is her son. And he has to do what his mama tells him, so he helps us out. He's great. We love him. This is our elementary STEM activities and science concepts portion of the summer experience. And then these are the culminating research projects that our elementary students had to create. In our middle school, for our rising sixth graders, so these children just finished fifth grade, they participated in a bridge academy at their future middle school to help ease the transition to their new middle school. Students met teachers, they previewed academic expectations, and they completed service projects to give back to their new school communities. Projects included beautifying an outdoor learning space at Rochelle, creating a front lobby mural at Woodington, and developing a digital history project at Frank Middle School, sorry. This 2-week summer camp for rising 7th and 8th graders engaged students in hands-on STEM learning through the design and prototyping of a community park inspired by the Neuse River. The camp introduced engineering concepts, renewable energy, water systems, and playground physics. Students worked individually and in teams to build structures like bridges, pavilions, and turbines using materials like straw bees and recycled items. The camp culminated in a collaborative park model and student presentation, highlighting creativity, problem solving, and real-world STEM application. Last but not least, our high schools had great experiences as well. Students either participated in the Summer Enrichment Academy, we also call that C, and earned classroom credits, or they learned all about aviation at the ACE camp, which we've heard about. Multiple health care careers in our Health Care Heroes camp, or they engaged with businesses to create solutions in a real-world business problem in the District C pitch event. This year's partners for the District C pitch event were Pinkville Chiropractic, the Community Council for the Arts, and Neuse Regional Library. During our 21st Century Learning Center program credit recovery sessions, students earned 399 high school credits. This was actually 11 more credits than we recovered last summer with one less week, so it was very productive. District C is an opportunity for students to work in an internship setting with real business problems. If we want to teach students how to work in diverse teams to solve complex problems, we need to give them more opportunities to do just that. In teams of 4, students solve meaningful and urgent problems for businesses and organizations right in our community. No case studies or hypotheticals. The most critical part of the experience is that it's real. Our 3 real problems came to us from Pink Hill Chiropractic, the Community Council for the Arts, and Neuse Regional Libraries. Our teams did a great job of engaging with the businesses and coming up with viable solutions to their problems.
You all will be really impressed next month. We're going to bring in Dr. Travis Town from Early College, who led this event, District C event, and I attended that. And as I was last year at the first annual one, this second annual event was really impressive. The kids, Sandy Landis from the Community Council for the Arts, 42 years experience over there, commented that she had never seen kids so mature and so questioning in their thinking and articulating their ideas, as well as our kids were doing that in developing this plan and proposing the plan to her, and not just having something memorized on a piece of paper, but really adjusting as she would push back and ask questions. They would adjust their proposal, and she was really impressed by that because she said it was the real world interview dynamics that she would do in the real world interviewing kids kids for jobs. So I can't wait for you guys to see that next month.
Yes, and so during this experience, the District C students learned about the core skills that employers expect to see in the workforce by 2030. Skills such as, and Mr. Williams just mentioned this, curiosity and lifelong learning, leadership and social influence, resilience, flexibility and agility, analytical thinking, creative thinking, motivation, and self-awareness.
That event was grant funded. The Anonymous Trust was on site. They had two representatives there, two of their leaders. They're interested in continuing to partner on events like that.
Yes. The culmination of work in the camp came at the live pitch event. This is when the student groups pitched their solution ideas to the companies they worked with during the camp. Students created a presentation and held and answered questions as the session concluded. In the past, many of the students' ideas have been implemented into the practice with the companies they've partnered with. District C students are always willing to share their experiences, and here they all are from this summer, and the positive impact the program has had on them. We will spotlight our District C students at a future meeting. Our middle and high school students experienced an opportunity with their Healthcare Heroes Camp Scrubs. Students in Camp Scrubs, you gotta say that slowly, enjoyed a 2-week immersive experience designed to help students understand that there's a wide range of careers in the healthcare industry. Students have multiple points of entry into a rewarding and fulfilling healthcare career. The instructors took field trips to a variety of sites so that students could gain exposure to all of those opportunities. Other engaging classroom experiences included visits from different agencies and hands-on learning such as those described on this slide with Lenoir County Emergency Management, geriatric simulation, North Lenoir Fire and Rescue, Lenoir County and Lenoir County Sheriff's Office. They had a wonderful 2 weeks of learning all about the different ways healthcare careers impact our students. Students left the camp with a better understanding of the many aspects of healthcare and non-traditional healthcare fields. We've talked about the aviation camp, but our students took part in the ACE Aviation Camp, funded in part by the North Carolina DOT Division of Aviation, where they programmed and flew drones, visited the only Antonov 225 left on the planet, learned about jobs at Draken and Fly Exclusive right here at the Global Transport. Students were able to explore all things aviation and aviation careers and learn about pathways to those careers at LCC. Finally, I want to thank you for your support, and I'll be glad to answer any questions you may have.
On part one.
Yes.
Summer session for retesting. I suppose we're going through a lot of material we know they'll be tested on, but is there also an emphasis on test taking strategy?
Yeah. So when the students come back for those 3 or 4 days before they retest, we really actually do focus on test taking strategies because we've spent the year on content and we don't have time to kill and drill to learn lots of curriculum.
Prohibitive barriers. I mean, I'm a parent who has that with one of my children, and it's just the way they approach the test. It might be testing anxiety. It might be just testing session got off on the wrong foot, or it might be the way the young person was approaching certain content. Case in point, a math EOG as opposed to an ELA, and approaching it differently, or if the student's better at one than the other, just thinking, well, there's no use if they don't know the first two, so tell them to a strategy that we use, tell them to power through that, to read more, then go back if time allows a portion of the time, don't get stuck on one. I mean, those are just really, really small things, but larger things and strategies and deeper, wider strategies we cover. But the whole gamut, not like she said, I mean, it would be impossible, maybe counterproductive to try to go too deeply into content, to hit a few things that the students experienced that they were struggling with, but not to go back and just drill for a couple of days and then retest. But really pleased with those retesting results. Because you hate to see a student go through an entire year of instruction in high school, a semester of instruction and then not experience success on that assessment, and to see the results in the plus column to such a universal degree says a few things. It says that the kids do know it, that the instruction was effective, and that the retesting process itself is working.
Thank you. That's a great question.
Any further questions? Thank you, Ms. Harris.
Thank you.
Beginning teacher orientation summary, Mrs. Morris and Mrs. Sutton.
Good evening, Board Chair and members. The Lenore County Public Schools Human Resources Department will conduct the new teacher orientation from August the 11th through the 13th, 2025 at the Lenore County Board of Education. The beginning teacher support team will lead this 3-day orientation to welcome and prepare new teachers for the upcoming school year. The orientation will begin with greetings from our executive leadership team and LCPS educators, including our current teacher of the year and our beginning teacher of the year. And we would be honored to have you, members of the board, you are welcome to our new teachers, to welcome our new teachers as well. We will begin at 8:30 on August the 11th. New teachers will receive important licensure information on maintaining their teaching credentials and meeting state certification requirements. The finance department will explain payroll procedures and will share details about benefits available to LCPS staff members.
So a key part of the orientation will be a specialized classroom management session organized by North Carolina New Teacher Support in partnership with ECU. This joint program provides research-based strategies and practical techniques to help new teachers create effective learning environments. The LCPS curriculum and instruction team will offer information for new teachers about digital learning platforms and district-wide technologies. The session will also cover information from our Exceptional Children's Department, including processes and accommodations for those students. Additionally, our new teachers will learn about the MTSS framework and how to identify and assist students who need extra academic and behavioral support. So the orientation will end with the celebration luncheon at Kinston High School on Wednesday, August the 13th at noon. This final event is to both welcome and to celebrate, with an opportunity for our new teachers to connect with their administrators and support staff, and we would love if you all would attend. We are excited to welcome at least 35 new teachers to LCPS. Our goal is to support and help our new teachers to succeed as they start their new careers in education. We would love to have any questions that you may have.
Any questions for the group?
Will any of the process be videotaped?
We take lots of pictures, but we will absolutely videotape.
I'm just curious. I'm not asking you to, but just for those that might be drinking from a fire hose, they just can't take all of it in, to be able to go back and look at later on about what was covered.
So this year we have launched a beginning teacher and mentor website, and that is one of our missions, to upload videos to help our beginning teachers, and also for the mentors to see what our beginning teachers are doing.
We also have what we call a flipped orientation, so teachers that are hired later in the year that can attend this one, they opt to have an online orientation, which covers the same material, so we can share that as well with them. You're welcome.
Look forward to it. We can't promise you anything.
Thank you.
Mrs. Hooker will present the financial report.
Good evening. Presented tonight is the July 2025 financial report. The report summarizes budget and year-to-date activity for all Lenore County Board of Education funds as of July 31st, 2025. In addition, it presents the local unadjusted current expense fund balance as of the same time frame. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Thank you very much. We move to the action portion of the agenda. Vendor selection for testing and special inspection for the E.B. Frank School Construction Project. Mr. Harvey.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good evening, board members. On June 25th, 2025, we advertised a request for proposals as prescribed by general statute for testing and special inspections for the E.B. Frank Middle School construction project. Due to only receiving 2 responses, we re-advertised a request for proposals on July 22nd. After the second listing, we did receive 3 responses. After careful review and based on recommendations from our partners at Metcon, our construction team, we respectfully request that you approve ECS as our approved vendor for testing and special inspections for the E.B. Frank Middle School project. A contract will be negotiated and evaluated by our attorneys at Theriton Smith and submitted to you for your approval by our superintendent. ECS was chosen based on prior work history. We've got Mr. Patrick Philippi and Mr. Jeffrey Turns, our construction manager in the back. They have worked closely with LCPS on prior projects on site prior to this point, and they were recommended not only by Metcon but also by our construction manager.
You've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion to approve?
Mr. Chair,
Mr. Peel.
I move to approve as presented ECS Southwest LLC vendor for the testing and special inspections for E.B. Frank Middle School construction project.
A motion to approve ECS has been made. Is there a second? Second. Second by Mr. Wiggins. Any further discussion? If not, the vote is called. All those in favor, show of hands. ECS is approved unanimously. Thank you. Tom, we want to roll. Contract for school nursing services.
Tonight, board members, I present to you 2 contracts that will continue a long-standing relationship with our partners under the direction of Ms. Pam Brown at the Lenoir County Health Department. This first contract is in the amount of $150,000. This agreement supports 3 10-month school nurses through the School Nurse Funding Initiative. There are currently 3 school nurses that we affectionately identify as our sniffy nurses, and we certainly would like to continue their employment with the district. The second contract is the amount of $30,000. This money is truly a joint partnership with the health department. The nurse serving via this funding source has an obligation to the health department when needed, and certainly in the event of an emergency. An example of an emergency would be a shelter being activated in the event of a hurricane or major flooding. Director Brown has given us the authority to hire this position, and we have been very pleased with her leadership and her flexibility with this position. I believe there is a candidate that you will consider tonight for employment that will be an outstanding fit in this role. So again, we respectfully ask that you approve both contracts tonight. Both are extremely vital to the health and well-being of our student population.
We've heard the recommendation. Is there a motion to approve the nursing services agreement?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mrs. Davis. Is there a second? Second. I hear a second by Mr. Britt. Motion been made. Is there any further discussion? Have a question?
Any change in terms from last year?
Additional questions? If not, the vote is called. All those in favor, show of hands. Approved without objection. Mr. Harvey.
Yes, thank you.
Approval process for contingency funds for E.B. Frank Middle School construction projects.
Yes, sir. Board Policy 930 BIC authorizes the superintendent to approve change orders in the amount up to $50,000. And any change orders over $50,000 require board approval. There is no owner's contingency. It says, since the use of the owner's contingency is not treated as a change order because the funds are already included in the guaranteed maximum price that you approved a few meetings ago, and designated for unforeseen needs and changes. Policy 930 does not address approval of the use of the owner's contingency. Given that decisions of unforeseen needs and changes will need to be made in a timely manner and in between monthly board meetings in order to avoid project delays at the E.B. Frank Middle School site, the superintendent, Mr. Williams, is recommending that he be authorized to approve the use of owner's contingency for any individual item in the amount up to $100,000, with a requirement that he report any use of owner's contingency to the board at least monthly.
That is Tharrington Smith and Rod Malone and Tharrington Smith. Rod reviewed this, and this was his recommendation. Otherwise, every change above $50,000 has to come to the board. I mean, our bill just for the construction management at risk company this month is $2.9 million for this month. So these are big numbers we're talking about, and if we have to bring everything to the board individually, we'll report everything to the board every month, but at least I was recommending a lower amount than was actually recommended, because 100 doesn't take you far, but it's at least it'll cover the small things more than 50. But that was his recommendation. Adam, do you have anything to add to that?
Just to point out that this is just to use owner's contingency for things that are already in the project. Not
the money is there.
Exactly. Right, exactly. But the policy is sort of ambiguous about the authority to approve, because it's not it is and it's not a change order. It's really not a change order, which is why it doesn't fit under this under your policy. And so the idea here is just to make sure that the superintendent can approve use of the owner's contingency up to $100,000 in between board meetings, and then report that to you. And it's clear that anything that changes the scope of the project does not fall under this and would need to be a change order that comes to the board.
Mr. Britt?
This addresses change orders, but you also have the contract piece. But contracts would be executed between the CMAR and whoever they get to do the work. So there's not a limitation on you to sign contracts with this. That would also need to be addressed. It's just purely.
All the contracts would be, any contract would have to come to you guys. That wouldn't be addressed in this right now. Yeah, this is just for the daily things, and some districts delegate it to their construction manager or maintenance director or something. But we're trying to centralize it and just keep it focused here with the superintendent's office. But this is pretty standard according to Rod. And some people do 500,000 and all that, but I was trying to keep the number really low and put in the recommendation or the requirement that I bring it to you every month if there's been any change from what was stated. But this is literally just to spend the money that's already there for this purpose.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve as presented, to authorize the superintendent to approve the use of the owner's contingency on the E.B. Frank Middle School construction project for any individual item in an amount up to $100,000, with a requirement that the superintendent report any use of owner's contingency to the board at least monthly.
Further motion, is there a second? Second. Have a second by Mr. Wiggins. Is there further discussion? If not, the vote is called. All those in favor, be known by show of hands. You have the authorization.
Thank you.
North Carolina School Board Association policy revisions. Let me make a comment here. These are from the previous meeting. If you recall, members, there were a list of 10. 7 of those received questions, so they were pulled. And those are being referred to the policy committee for further review. These 3 did not have any objections at all. That's why there are only 3 from the original 10 from the last meeting. So the motion is to approve these 3 policy revisions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So these chairs already has handled the item, I think, but the these three policies were part of the policies presented at the last board meeting for your consideration to be brought back to a subsequent meeting. This is a subsequent meeting. We're bringing these three back, and he has referred the others to the policy committee. Jesse is scheduling, working on, I think, tomorrow the schedule for this week or next week. Or sometime in the next, maybe not this week, next week or the following week. Yes. So we're bringing those back for your consideration for action tonight.
Motion on the three policies for revision. Not all of them.
I move to approve the three that are posted here in the agenda.
I have a motion on Mr. Briggs. There's a second. A second by Mr. Woods. Any further discussion? No. Yeah. In addition to the 7 that the policy committee is going to review, I believe there's another list of policies.
We do have some.
You might as well send those to them too.
Oh, we have the agenda already for, we said we meet quarterly for the quarterly meeting, so we'll just put these with those.
Okay, Mr. Brett.
Yeah, some of the other ones were either strongly recommended or required. Are we creating any kind of exposure by delaying those?
I looked at them on timeline. I think we'll be okay if we have that meeting pretty soon. Then we get in by the window of the next meeting. Now, if we went beyond that, I would be hesitant.
That's something for the committee to take into account too. Okay. Any further discussion? The vote is called. All those in favor of approval of these three policy revisions, let it know by a show of hands. They approve without objection. Mr. Harvey, surplus property.
Thank you. The attached items are from our maintenance department and from Banks Elementary School. They are submitted for your approval to be deemed surplus. Any proceeds derived from the sale shall be returned to those respective departments. Any surplus material deemed to hold little or no value is systematically collected and distributed to an authorized electronic recycler, ensuring responsible disposal and adherence to environmental regulations.
Where is that being grant from?
Thanks.
Any further recommendations? The motion to approve surplus property.
Chair.
Mr. Hugh?
I move to approve surplus the items as presented.
Is there a second? Second by Mr. Brett. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor of approving the surplus property as presented, let it know by show of hands. Thank you. It's approved. Floor is open for a motion for closed session.
Mr. Chair, I move that the Lenore County Board of Education go into closed session under North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11 to prevent the disclosure of confidential personnel files, to consult with the board's attorney in order to preserve the attorney-client privilege, and to consider matters relating to initial employment of an individual.
You've heard the motion to enter closed session. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Davis. In discussion? Not vote is called. All those in favor of entering closed session, show of hands. We're now in closed session. Floor is open for a recommendation on personnel.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Hill.
I move to approve as presented the August 4th, 2025 monthly board personnel recommendation and the August 4th, 2025 personnel addendum.
I have a recommendation by Mr. Hill. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second by Mr. Brett. Any discussion? Hearing none, the vote is called. All those in favor, show of hands. Personnel report is approved. Mr. Brett.
I move to approve the 8th amendment to the superintendent's contract as discussed.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Dr. Lostocki. Any discussion? If not, the vote is called. All those in favor, show of hands. What was that? The motion.
What's that? You want?
It was on the
8th amendment to the superintendent's contract.
Okay. Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like for someone to come forward at this point. Ms. Julie Rouse, if you come forward. So, Ms. Rouse, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
A no stress chest endeavor, right? Tonight, the Lenoir County Board of Education approved you to be the new assistant principal at North Lenoir High School. For everyone's benefit, Ms. Rouse is a graduate of Lenoir County Public Schools, chose to come back here and work and invest in our kids, and she has spent, she's in the upper 20s at 26 years, I believe, 26 years with the school system. She's an instructional specialist. She's a curriculum specialist at Pink Hill Elementary School and has really been the architect along with Ms. Hardy of so much of their very strong growth and consistent growth at the school. So very pleased with what she's done there. She's going to do a great job. Ms. Green is excited about having her there. They have worked together before and they'll continue that relationship and continue to build it for the betterment of the kids at North Lenoir High School and staff members there. We're really excited about you. Anything you'd like to say to the board and to the people?
I'm just very excited to serve the community of North Lenoir High School, the students, the staff, the parents, and thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you. Welcome aboard. Ms. Green said she had a list for you.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Board members, before I open up the floor for a motion to adjourn, I want to thank each of you for your hard work tonight. I really appreciate your effort and your input. Good job. Floor is open for a motion to adjourn.
Oh, I make a motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mr. Wiggins, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Alderman Starkey. All those in favor? We stand adjourned. Thank you.